Anyways, I got something to tell you. Anyways, it's funny about football. It got sent to me this morning.
Can't wait.
You've been a smart ass.
No,
There's no reason for
I was
that.
legitimate.
No, you weren't either.
I was being legitimate.
Always a smart ass to me.
You'll have that.
Constantly. Bring on the rain.
Getting further and further away.
They've increased how much we're supposed to get, though.
What's it up to?
3 to 5. Hope they're right.
Yeah. I'll just take 2.
If they miss it by the inch, I'll be happy.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, NFL Pick'em, brought to you by Mitch Hall, Chevrolet in Haskell, Texas. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
You know, you're mentioning the rain. I've already warned the guys I got to go Saturday, last football game for Reese. So,
I knew that.
you know, I might just
You're not going to hunt Saturday morning?
show them the field. You know what I mean?
Get set up and go.
We'll just see how hard it's raining first.
If it's not raining, you might be there an hour.
Yeah, I'll be there a little bit. But if it's raining, I might just be like, hey, you go down that road, take a left, and that's
Watch
where
from the truck.
Right. That's where you want. I'll supervise, make sure everything's going okay. But from a dry place.
Training to do Jeff's job.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know, you gotta train these young bucks up.
Our guest speaker today is the mayor of the Knox City Airport, Mr. Garrett Durrett. Garrett, how are you doing today?
I'm good. We're all still open for that position too, by the way.
At the airport mayorship?
We got like a 5-way race.
Did y'all see the lawsuit that was filed on the NFL yesterday?
I did not.
The American Disabilities Act group, or whatever the hell it is, filed a lawsuit on the NFL yesterday. Now, you have to listen. You're not going to believe this. They filed a lawsuit on them because their ruling is you have to have 2 legs down, but it has to be 2 separate legs on a catch, and that's discriminatory to people with 1 leg. Now, who the fuck's got 1 leg playing in the
A lot of them
NFL?
play football.
Yeah,
So
I mean, but they did that yesterday. They filed a lawsuit on the NFL.
I bet Lieutenant Dan's behind that.
What are they wanting to change? Like, I understand that.
Did you see the play?
Yeah, he hit 1 leg twice,
Yes.
but there's nobody in the NFL with 1 leg playing, so nobody's getting discriminated against.
I agree with you. That's just the
This
stupidity
day
of
and age,
of
somebody can sue
2024.
someone for anything.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yes.
I mean,
And they're probably going to win, is what's bad.
Oh yeah. 100%.
yeah, or their NFL's going to write them a check for $1 million.
Cheaper to pay them than it is
Yeah.
to fight them.
Well, so I'm thinking about filing a lawsuit. There's no 56-year-old, 6 foot, 250-pound white guys playing in the NFL right now, so I ought to have a chance.
Discrimination.
Right.
It's
Right.
discriminating against me.
Yeah.
But it just blows my mind how stupid things can get in this country. And then every time you hear something like that, you're like, it doesn't surprise me.
No.
And like I said, they're going to win.
Yep.
Or they won't win,
They'll
but
just
they'll
settle.
settle.
Yeah, right.
They'll get a cheap $1 million and make this go away.
Or they'll do some charity stuff for people with disabilities or some shit I have. And I just can't believe that crap.
Let one play for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then, what shocks me is the people that got mad about that. It just says 2 feet down.
You got to have both
I think
feet. No, it
common
says both
sense,
feet down.
Common sense says it's got to be 1 right foot and 1 left foot.
Yeah.
I've never ever seen this argument ever again. No. And when I watched the play, I thought, why are they reviewing this? Because I just glanced. There's a touchdown, an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
And then when you see he hopped on the same leg twice, I thought, well, that's a good call.
Both feet.
sure.
It says both feet.
Yep. So
I think. That's what I've always heard. It's got to be both feet inbounds, not 1 leg twice.
you know that official's like, no, seriously, coach, you wanted the same foot went down twice. You know better than this, right?
Well, and then he threw a challenge flag.
Yes.
And that's reviewed automatically, so he lost the timeout.
No, they had to pick it up, and they didn't lose their timeout, I think. Because
I thought he lost his timeout because he threw a challenge flag when it wasn't legal.
I thought that they just picked it up because they couldn't review it. Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Because it was reviewed anyway.
Well, there's been some dumb things in the NFL this weekend. Dan Quinn at Washington, the Redskins, my team, starting to claim him again. It's the first time I've watched a game where I actually give a shit what happened in the last 10 years for him. But he's piss poor clock management.
So I missed most of the NFL weekend totally. I saw a lot of college and then missed the rest of it.
Caleb Williams, quarterback for the Bears, scrambles out of the pocket on like 3rd and 12 and gets to the 5-yard line. And they let the clock run. I'm like, call a timeout. Chicago's got 3 timeouts left. So if they don't make it on 4th down, they're going to use all 3 timeouts. You're going to punt. They're going to be out of timeouts, and they'll have the ball on the 20-yard line. But what happened? They ran it down. There was only 20-something seconds left. Then Austin Eckler decides to run the kickback instead of just catching the freaking ball and downing, and that cost him 5 or 6 seconds. And I was like, God, I might have used it. Clock management wears me out in football.
There it is. 2 days ago, Steelers lose a timeout because they challenged a call that had already been reviewed.
I thought they'd picked it up. They said.
So
the only
double
highlight
whammy.
I saw from that was the defender back there taunting the fans, and then
In the Chicago game, yeah, boy, he looked like a tool. That was a lucky ass deal right there.
It was.
But it would tell you what, it's two good young upcoming quarterbacks. Both those franchises, if they don't have injuries like RG3, both are going to have really good quarterbacks to last a long time. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Dallas Cowboys went to the Chicago Bears or to the Washington Redskins and said, we'll trade you even Steven for Dak Prescott, they would not do it for either one of those guys.
Jaden Daniels will be a great quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, well, now you're a homer. You're an LSU homer, but he does. He's got such good poise.
Yep.
He shocks me. He's as fast as Michael Vick, I think.
He's fast, but he's great in the pocket also.
Oh, he
can
runs
stand there and
last.
throw the ball. Yep.
But when he does run, he gets right to that pylon every time.
Yep.
And
He's got a cannon too.
And
I don't know how far
he's
that.
got pretty good decision making.
Yeah.
his poise is really
Yep.
has impressed me a lot. But his quickness, I don't know how fast he is. I don't know what he ran the 40 in, but he looks every bit as fast as Michael Vick does. Like when Michael Vick would take off and outrun, you knew the defensive end wasn't going to catch him. And this Daniels kid's just about the same way.
I watched more football this weekend because I was coming back from Memphis, and I've got it hooked up to where I can watch TV on that screen
Got
in
the
my
blocker,
Ford. Yeah, so the whole way home,
Made your trip home quicker, huh?
it was nice. Like I said, I haven't watched that much football all year, and just I turned it on.
Entertaining.
Turned it on at noon and put it on Red Zone and
Watch football the whole time.
watched football the whole time.
All right, let's go to the first game. The guest, Andy had the best week last week. Andy went
So I go
12 and
first?
6. I went 11 and 5, and John Manny went 13 and 4. So
Whoa.
Johnny done good. The guest, I have 86 wins. Andy has 84, and the guest have 83. So we're together. Andy's got the least amount of losses, and Andy's hit more of his bonuses this year. First game.
So who goes first this
I'm
week?
86, so I'm still going. I'm still leading wins. Okay, first game is Houston at the Jets. Do the Jets keep Greg Zuerlein? Is he still kicking for him?
I hope not. They would be 5-3 if they had a kicker.
Or at least
that
4
made-
and 4.
If they had a kicker.
Yeah.
Well, they lost by 1 point to the Broncos on a missed field goal to
Yep.
win the game.
Yep.
Last week they lost because of field goals. And I think they lost to the Bills because of field goals.
All right, their kicking has been just atrocious. And what's their record right now?
2-6.
2 and 6.
They're done.
They've got to win to get in. They would have to win. There's 10 games left. They would have to go 9 and 1 to have a chance to get in.
Well, and the only thing that helped them, I think everybody except for the Bills lost last week, or the people that they're in the race with.
Right.
I think the Dolphins lost.
If
So
they've got, you could get in the playoffs probably at 10 and 7. I think you could probably get in the AFC in 10 and 7 because who are the they're not going to catch the Bills. The Chiefs are winning that. I mean, are the Broncos and Chargers going to have 7 losses? Yes. Are the Ravens going to have 7 losses? Yes. Probably so at the rate they're going. But I mean, so
They may right the ship.
okay, all right, okay. Well, let's just say they do. The Ravens and Steelers both get in. So the Texans are going to win. You're basically in a race for the last playoff spot with the Colts, the Broncos, and the Chargers is who you're competing with for 2 spots, right?
I don't know. The Bengals always get hot towards the end.
yeah,
But that's okay.
They
And
can come in there and
Cincinnati
start fighting
at 3
for
and
the
5
last
too.
spot.
But they'd have to only lose 2 games the rest of the year too. That's what I'm saying. It's
I think you got to run the table.
you're going to have to be pretty damn close to running 9 and 1, 10 and 0 to get into the playoffs. They're basically in playoff mode now. Is what they are to
pretty
get
much.
in. And the NFC's the same way with the Cowboys. If you look at the
I think
NFC
the Cowboys
standings,
are done.
I think they've quit.
Yeah.
But
They're only 5. Oh no,
they're
they're 3 and 4.
They're 3 and 4. But look at everybody in the NFC West, and they've already lost to the Cardinals. One thing that's going to and they lost to they lost to the Saints, which isn't going to be a factor no more because the Saints are they're not
They're
in.
done.
And I don't know how the Buccaneers can go without any wide receivers, but Baker Mayfield finds a way to win.
Yeah. Baker's had a good year.
He has had a very, very, very good year, and Carolina has passed on him and Sam Darnold. And I'm going to bet you Cleveland wishes they had Baker back, or that they would have just
I bet
started
they do,
Jameis
too.
Winston early in the year because Deshaun Watson's done.
I'm not
also.
sure they could have made any worse decisions.
Oh, it's like our government. You can't do anything to make anything worse on you than what we do. Okay, here we go. Houston at the Jets. The Jets are favored at home.
by 1 point.
Oof. The Texans lost Stephon Diggs for the season.
Yep.
Nico Collins is on IR for one more week, I think. So Tank Dell is their number one. I'm going to take the Jets.
I've been taking the Jets all year, so keep going with them. No, give me the Texans. Maybe I'm the curse.
I'm going to take the Texans.
CJ Stroud, find a way.
Yep.
He's not been as impressive this year as he was last year, but he's good. But they're running the ball a lot.
But he finds
more.
a way to win.
Yeah, he's a great quarterback. Another person the Dallas Cowboys would love to have. That's what we could just
right down
show
the road.
every game. We can go this every deal. The players the Cowboys would like to have. Cowboys, I don't know if that they would trade for Aaron Rodgers, though, so that will be 1-1 in this one. Cowboys at Atlanta. I take Dallas every week. They win, then at least I get a point. If they lose, I'm happy, so I'm taking Dallas. I honestly do not think Dallas is going to win this game.
Give me the Dirty Birds.
I'm going to take the Falcons also.
And Dallas is in must-win situations here. Conference
I
game.
don't think they have that capability.
No, they're struggling. They can't stop nobody on offense, and Atlanta can run the ball very well with two good backs.
Yeah.
Another team, Kirk Cousins is Dak Prescott of a lighter color, and so there you go. Baltimore at Denver. Baltimore, I do not know what team that is.
No, they're at Baltimore.
No. I don't understand what actual Baltimore Raven team there is. They have so much talent.
I think Lamar takes a week off here and there.
And when he's off, he's off.
Yes, when he's off, he's
he's
terrible.
just, and it's kind of like Dak. You do good in the regular season. When it counts, he falls to shit always. And this is playoff. It's been playoff Lamar. And the excuses are gone with him. They traded and they got Deontay Johnson, which should help him out. Bo Nix just wins. I got to take Baltimore.
Give me Denver.
Give me the Ravens.
That's probably the safe thing, but I like Denver's been hot.
I like Bo Nix.
He just
he's
wins.
gonna be good.
Well.
He just
Gonna be
wins.
good.
Runs the ball. Does anything that takes. He reminds
He
me a
listens
lot.
to Sean Payton a lot too.
Make that my upset, please.
Okay, he reminds me of he's not a gunslinger like Brett Favre, but the same desire to win and gets the most of his ability. Okay, Miami at Buffalo. This actually should be a pretty good football game. This wouldn't have been a good football game 2 weeks ago.
No.
But Tua back changes the whole dynamics of Miami.
Unless he
but I
tries
gotta-
to run it one more time.
But I got to take Buffalo.
Buffalo. It'd be better for the Jets.
I'm gonna take Buffalo.
It'd be better for the Jets if the Dolphins win.
Another
Knock them down a little.
another game of two teams the Dallas Cowboys would not get traded a quarterback for. Either one. Tua with his concussion, Dallas would not trade for Dak. New Orleans at Carolina. These are two teams that would love to have Dak Prescott.
Yes. That's two battles of terrible.
Is the Red Rocket back?
I think so. Healed from his car injury.
But he lost Deontay Johnson. Is Xavier Leggett their number one receiver now? I might have to take Carolina.
We'll take the Saints.
Well, of course that's your team.
Yeah.
Saints also.
I like New Orleans, and I don't think Spencer Rattler is that bad.
He's not. He's just young.
He needs time.
Yep.
And I like to see Carr working with him on the sidelines.
We had
I'm just
friends
not
that
sure
went to
Carr's
the
who needs to be working with him, but
they went to the
Carr's not bad.
Taylor Swift concert in New Orleans.
yeah,
They cleaned up the city.
it's probably
Like they said, Bourbon Street, the
Spotless.
6 blocks. They just moved all the homeless people out. Don't know where they moved them to, but they said they walked from their hotel like 6 blocks down Bourbon Street to the Superdome or whatever.
Yeah.
And like it was all Swifties and cops were everywhere. No
my
homeless
wife
people.
Went to that. She
Oh.
went Friday night, and she said it was just unreal.
Yeah.
Like they took the whole town over.
Yeah. And like I guess the people that live in New Orleans are pissed off because they're like, why did it take this
Right.
to make our city safe?
Yeah, it was a 3-day event.
Yeah, it's like you've proven that you can make our city safe. Just make
That's
our
why
city
I told her, I
safe.
said, when you leave the Superdome, you need to be careful because it's a sketchy place
Yeah.
from there back to the French Quarter. She
Right.
said, "Oh, it's perfect."
Yeah.
There's just 70,000 friends.
Who
down there.
who'd you
Yeah.
know that went?
My wife.
Oh, your wife went to the team. She's a Swiftie.
She is.
Did you not want to go?
No, I didn't need to go.
You couldn't
I
have-
wouldn't go if she was in the house.
I'm the same way. If
Wouldn't
you would,
listen to her in the dining room.
Yeah.
if you'd have paid me $10,000, I wouldn't went to that.
No.
Now $25,000, I'd have fucking went and played the game on my phone for 2 hours and laughed at people.
25 grand, we can look into it.
Yeah, but $10,000, I would not have went to that. Would you go for 10,000?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Would you go for 1,000?
$1,000? Yeah.
You're fucking embarrassing.
Any sort of money, I'm going.
Oh hell!
And I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay for
No,
free ticket and $1,000.
No.
Hell yeah, I'm going.
I'm out.
I'm
That's
not
it.
going. There are very few concerts my old ass wants to go to,
That's an
anyways.
easy
but that's
G.
the last one I'm not going. That's the last thing I'm going to.
I think I'd go to any concert for $1,000.
Anything,
Yeah.
any concert at all.
Well, maybe not like if it was
Garth
detrimental
Brooks.
to my health. Oh, yeah, I'd definitely. I'd go for. I'd pay you to go to that.
Well, you can do it. He's going to be at the Ducks Unlimited on February. I bet you can swing some tickets for
I
you.
don't, yeah.
Well, no, you said you'd go to him.
I
You
like Garth
couldn't.
Brooks,
You
though.
couldn't pay me to go to a rap concert either.
Oh, I'd be right there.
Oh no. Now I would have loved to seen NWA back in the day. That would have been interesting. And I like Snoop Dogg a little bit, but I'm not. Hell no. First of all, the contact high from just being in there, I couldn't handle that shit.
Yeah,
Cost me
that's kinda-
$300
that's
on
kinda part of being
munchies.
from Louisiana.
Just the munchies would cost me $300 after I had to leave one of them places.
If you go to an LSU game, it's like being at a rap concert.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
It is.
We
I would
Have
like
you
to go
not
to an
seen the
LSU
video
game.
of them like playing Boosie?
Yeah, I would love to. I would go to an LSU game,
Oh, it's a different experience.
but I don't. I couldn't go to rap. But I wouldn't go.
What's that bar that we went to? Reds?
We went
Was
to
it
a
called
bunch
Reds?
of them in Tigerland
Tigertown?
or Tigertown. What was it? I think
Was
it
it
was
Reds?
Reds. Maybe
They're all right there together.
we went to two there. No, we went to one there and one that wasn't in Tigerland.
Yeah.
And then we went to the place right across from the gates at LSU, that little restaurant right there, and it was really good. I wish I could think of the name of it.
They
Right on
told
the
us
corner.
not to walk, like just get your Uber out
Right.
in front. Don't go down.
Baton Rouge isn't bad.
No.
No.
That's not what everybody in Baton Rouge told me.
Just act like you belong there.
Yeah, that's my
If
problem.
you go walking through there, like,
Looking around,
yeah,
you gotta walk
then
with.
you're gonna have trouble.
You gotta walk with a purpose.
Walk with a purpose.
Yeah.
We were anyways.
Walk
There's
like you know what you're doing.
There's a restaurant
Yeah.
through right as you go into the gates of LSU on the left. It was a very good place to eat, and I wish I could think of the name of it. We went to two really good places to eat. One of them started with a P, like Praulina's or something, and it was good too.
I don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time in Baton Rouge.
It's a good town. I like LA. I mean, I like that area. LSU was a
Oh yeah, it's a cool place.
and that Tigerland is a cool deal.
Tiger Town.
Or Tiger Town.
Town.
That's a cool place to be, and it's different than any college experience I'd
It
seen.
is. You have to show Jeff the video of them playing Boosie when they played Ole Miss,
What's the other
or
one?
when they play Neck with the
Neck.
band.
Do they still do that? I thought they
yeah.
weren't allowed to do it anymore.
They just pay the fine.
They should. That's what makes them LSU.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, that's the best college tradition
is.
there is, and I love it. It's a good deal. I watched.
Dixieland Delight's pretty good too.
I watched.
It is good.
The Yale game the other night for some reason was on. I got home and I just flipped it through.
I
and
bet there's
Yale
a
was
lot of
on.
tradition there.
Let me tell you something. They got a white kid that plays wide receiver that looks built like T.O.
Really?
Oh, he's 6'3", 220 pounds. He played wide receiver. He was a player of the game, but when you look at him out there, he obviously
looks
stood
like
out
a
from
player of the game.
Yes, he looks like he could be playing football at Alabama or somewhere, and he was playing at Yale.
Huh.
But he was a big Dolph Lundgren looking son of a bitch. I mean, big old son of a bitch, but he was a damn good athlete. Okay, next game. Las Vegas at Cincy. Joe Burrow has to win.
He does.
I mean, they are in that. They can't lose.
He needs a
They're
little
like
help
the,
around him.
They're like the Jets. They can't afford to lose any more games. He's got two good receivers. T. Higgins is supposed to be playing this week. There's no excuse for them not to be.
They're missing Joe Mixon.
Big time. That's what I was fixing to say. Joe Mixon, and but I've got to take Cincy.
Cincinnati, that's my lock.
Cincinnati and I'll be my lot.
Next game, San Diego at Cleveland. I'm taking the Bolts, and I'm taking that as my upset.
No, they're favored.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I'm taking San Diego. That's not my lock.
Give me the Browns. Winston again.
I forgot about Jameis Winston. Give me the Browns.
Him and his pregame speech is going to get him right.
Yep.
He's perfect for today's offenses of throwing the ball down the field.
Junk it and let it ride.
I mean, it's not like he's going to throw as many interceptions as Patrick Mahomes has this year.
Sure wish we had him back in New Orleans.
Yeah. I would have kept him. I would have started him this year at Cleveland. And I told when Miami when Tua got hurt, that's the first thing I said is I'd be trading for Jameis Winston today. With that offense, he could make it thick or shine. DC at the New York Giants. I'm gonna go with Hail to the Chief.
Hell to the Redskins. Hell victory. Give me the
Redskins.
Commanders.
New England at Tennessee. Oof. I'm glad I won my Survivor League this week because this week's tough because I'm in a new one and you can pick anybody and it's hard and all the good teams were gone. So can you imagine having to pick a winner of this and have money riding on it? Is Will Levis playing?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Is Drake May playing?
I don't know.
Well, that's not good help.
I don't know. Basically, besides Will Levis, I don't know a player on either of those two teams.
No, neither does anybody else in America, hardly. Calvin Ridley ought to have 37 catches this week, though. I'm going to take Tennessee just because they're home.
Yeah, Tennessee.
I'll take the Patriots.
That's ugly
But you
game.
don't know why.
Yeah. No, just got to go against the grain a little bit.
Okay, Chicago's at Arizona. I'm taking Chicago, and that's my upset.
Give me the mighty midget, Kyler Murray.
I'm going to take Chicago's upset also.
Is that your upset?
Yes.
Okay. Jacksonville at Philly. I'm taking Philly, and this is my lock, which means I just jinx the shit out of them.
Philly. Fly Eagles fly.
They're
Philly also.
they're looking good all of a sudden. They're playing really good defense, and tush push is working again. So Detroit at Green Bay. Jordan Love's supposed to play, right?
I don't know.
Boy, you have zero information at all.
I mean, they said he was week to week, so the way that the NFL's gone this year, yeah, he'll play. They said it was it was a groin strain.
If he plays, did he get it on a cheap shot from a guy?
Nah, he just football. I mean, I looked at the rankings and fantasy football seem to suggest that he'll play because I think they have him ranked as. Let me look.
I personally,
They got Jordan Love ranked at number 7 in fantasy
they've
football.
got him
So I'm
playing
assuming that he's playing.
I've got Detroit as the best team in football right now.
I think so, too.
And I think that people in Kansas City, I catch shit all the time. You just keep picking against them Chiefs, Jeff. We'll keep winning. We'll keep winning. We keep winning. Y'all have a great defense. Yeah. But so does Detroit.
Yep.
And they also have a great offense. And Kansas City does not have a great offense. I think Mahomes leads the
They'll
league.
probably figure it out in the playoffs. But
Mahomes is if I still had to pick a guy, I don't give a shit if you put 10 of those one-legged fuckers out there with him. I'm taking Mahomes because he has money and he's the best quarterback in football, but they're just not very good offensively. But I'm going to take Detroit because I think Detroit's the best team in football.
Give me the Packers.
give me the Lions.
The LA Rams at Seattle. The Rams got their receivers back. Mm-hmm. Rams are going to be a definite playoff contender. I think they're winning that division, aren't they?
They should be.
No, the Cardinals are. Rams are last.
Well, they're 3-4. They're one game behind on a bye. If they won the game, their bye game, they would be 4-4 also. So I'm gonna the other teams hadn't had a bye yet?
I guess not.
I thought San Francisco had a bye.
They are this week.
The 49ers on a bye this week. Okay. Yep. I'm taking the Rams.
Rams also for me.
Rams.
Who else is on bye this week? Is it not? It should show if you'll scroll down. It usually says bye week teams. I didn't that time.
Got mouth tape. Maybe up.
Nah, it don't matter. I just was curious who I was on a bye this week.
You ever wonder who looks at this and like clicks on those
Clicks
ads?
on it, right?
I mean,
No.
some of those ads are just ridiculous.
What pisses me off is when they get a story or something and read, you got to click here, then it's all kinds of bullshit, and it wears me out. Okay, Indianapolis at Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota. Minnesota made a big trade yesterday. They picked up Cam Robinson from Tampa Bay from Jacksonville as their tackle. He was a starting left tackle for Jacksonville's on a sell team. They're going to sell everybody but Trevor Lawrence. And so it's Indy versus Minnesota, Flacco and Darnold. I wouldn't trade you Dak Prescott for Sam Darnold. I wouldn't trade Darnold for Prescott. Same cat, different uniform.
I'll take the Vikings.
But $55 million
I'll take
cheaper.
the Vikings also.
Okay, Minnesota. And Monday night game, Tampa Bay.
Can I undo my upset?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm going to take the Buccaneers at upset.
Okay.
Ooh. That is bold. TB
upset. I'm taking Kansas City. I got to go with them. I mean,
my homeboy.
Yep.
Texas Tech. Greater power, baby.
Okay, let's talk college football real quick, Garrett Durrett. Who's your pick? You're a big college guy. Name your top 4 college teams.
Man.
Not in rankings, just who you think if you had to choose 4 teams right now, going by last year's college playoff deals, who would the 4 teams be?
On last year's?
Just 4 teams get in. Who would you take?
On last year?
Going by last year's.
Last year's format.
Format, yes. You got to take 4 teams. Oregon,
Georgia, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know about number 4. I'm not sure it wouldn't be A&M.
As of today, I would take Georgia and Texas from the SEC. I would take Oregon and Ohio State.
I'm not an Ohio State fan.
Well, I'm not a fan of theirs either, but I think they're one of the top 4 teams. I think if them and Oregon play 10 times, they win 7 games.
And they could be. They could be better than Oregon.
I think those are the top 4 teams. I have no love for Miami. They should have 2 losses already. I don't think they can play with any of them teams in the ACC.
No, they can't.
Those are my 4 teams that I would take. Who would you take?
In college?
No, the NHL. Yes, college.
Oregon, Texas, Georgia. What would be number 4? Shit. Who did I have? Oregon, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee.
Tennessee. It's interesting. They beat Georgia in a couple weeks. Yep. They play this weekend? Or the next week?
You're asking me questions I got to Google.
You know, we've expanded from 4 to 12 teams.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be the big.
Really interesting.
That's right. And now it's going to be the big argument is for the teams that's not 11 and 12.
Yeah.
I think that one of the teams that's in the middle of the pack that doesn't have a bye week is going to get hot and going to make some noise.
Like Notre Dame doesn't belong in the top 12.
No.
There's so many schools in the top 12 that do not belong there.
And if Texas wins out, and A&M only has 1 loss to Texas,
yep,
and Georgia wins out, who's in the SEC championship? Because you got Georgia.
I wonder if that goes back to the points deal like high school football.
I don't know, but Georgia, Texas, and A&M would all have 1 loss.
Yep.
Now A&M would have 2 losses.
Texas still has to play A&M.
Right.
Georgia, who do they still have to play?
I got to take a credit card.
Tennessee plays University of Kentucky this week, so it'll be easy. All right. Oh, he just left?
He had to get paid.
Oh, I don't blame him. What was the question? Who does Georgia still have to play?
Georgia plays Florida.
Georgia Bulldogs. Now why are they going to give me a fucked up thing like that? Georgia plays Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee on November 16th.
That Ole Miss game would be tough.
Yeah. What about Vandy? Vandy's the king of the upsets this year.
They are. I cannot, like, Penn State doesn't belong there. There's just so many schools in the top 12 that don't belong.
They do that every year, though. Like I always felt like a lot of those teams up there, especially like Penn State, every year they rank them high and then they just are dog shit in the playoffs.
Yep.
And I don't know.
What's the rest of the top 12?
Does Miami belong there?
I don't think so, but
like those ACC schools, and I don't know what the ACC is anymore, but it was always kind of the same thing.
Iowa State.
Is that they're Big 12, aren't they? Is Iowa State the Big 12?
I'm not sure.
Because now they've got BYU at 9.
Yeah. All that's going to get shaken up drastically, I figure.
I just always feel like the Mountain West and, well, I guess BYU, I can't remember how they got it all figured out. Jeff's got all the
SEC
divisions.
just beats up on each other so bad.
Yeah, and they're just...
They just knock each other out of the top.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, you got Georgia... Texas is SEC, Tennessee's SEC, A&M's SEC.
Yep.
Bama, LSU, Ole Miss. Is Ole Miss still in it?
Yep. Ole Miss
so I mean, that's all. They just beat
Colorado's sliding their way up.
No way.
Dion.
I don't know about that.
Travis Hunter's impressive to watch. He makes a lot of plays.
Is he going to go? He told them it'd take him $40 million to stay in Colorado.
And I heard that the president said he's going to pay whatever it takes to keep him, which seems dumb.
It's a lot of money.
Seems like we could get 2 players that play on each side of the ball for that price.
But what's he going to do in the NFL? I mean, surely he's not going to go play both ways.
Surely not. Dion did.
He did, but Dion, I think...
Not well, but...
Dion seemed
Or not
bigger.
long.
Dion seemed bigger. Travis Hunter doesn't
a-
seem like a big guy.
I think he's like 6 foot, 175. I mean, he's a small kid.
That's tough.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you're going like Myles Garrett. I guarantee you Myles Garrett and Travis Hunter have probably close to the same 40 time.
Yep. And you get out there and get hit one time, and they'll hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah. And like they're hitting you with bad intentions.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It's going to be
They've heard
interesting
all
to see
they
what
want to hear
happens.
about you.
Right? They're going to make a name for it. They're going to make a name for themselves.
Yep.
All right. Well, Jeff left us, so we'll wrap up. Thank you, Garrett, for coming out here. And hopefully cold weather's coming. This has been brutal.
Something's got to change.
90 degrees today.
Yeah.
Day before Halloween.
Roasting the pumpkins.
That's right. All right, everybody. Be safe out there. Love you. Bye. Watch for deer.